to this, a podcast for you, the viewing and listener hearing times.
Oh my gosh. It's a podcast,
goodness.
everybody.
It's a podcast. This is our third episode.
It's our third episode.
This is our third episode.
We in our second episode recorded in 3 days. Which is crazy.
That's true.
We've never recorded. Yeah. It's like not quite back to back. It was like back to back. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. We're getting consistent content out for you. You know who I'm pointing to.
Ah.
And if it's you, what's up?
What's up? I guess also, we had talked about this a little bit, but I guess for our listener peeps, we're going to try to oscillate Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the episodes will probably come out either on those days or the next day. So that's when you can expect to maybe hear our content.
So what you're saying is our podcast may release on either Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday on any given week.
Yes.
Love it. Honestly, consistency is king when it comes to everything. And that's what is more consistent than a podcast
that
maybe
might air
on Tuesday,
on
Wednesday,
a day.
Thursday, Friday. Yeah. Honestly, might as well call this podcast Garfield because we hate Mondays. Never publish on a Monday.
We would never publish on
Never.
Monday.
What day did our last episode go live? Was it yesterday? Was it Monday?
Shit. It was Monday. Okay, listen. We said we would never air on a Monday.
Starting now.
Starting right now. We only made that. Oh my god. Okay, we both took a little shot before we started, and I felt it hit my gut. I feel the delicious. Grob will attest the deliciousness that is Fireball. Grob is zooming in dramatically for those who are listening.
I hate Fireball with every fiber of my being. Probably because that type of cinnamon I'm like legitimate, like I'm allergic to. Like I like can't breathe so much and my skin gets all red. So that's, I guess what I'm saying is like the way that people with a peanut allergy are like gross.
Attack.
I hate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah,
it's like it'll get you. So I get that.
Before we started, you were like, "Oh, Fireball," and I was like, "That's valid." And then now you're like, "Oh, but it's because I have a fucking allergic." You don't like Fireball.
But I mean, like, I also don't like the taste, but I don't know if it's like two separate things or if I've died enough times having like that spicy cinnamon Altoid or like a Red Hot or something, and then like associated that flavor with death, which I think is also fair. But
it is a different cinnamon.
Sometimes it's just more fun to hate something than to say like, oh, I'm allergic, so I can't enjoy it.
That's fair.
More fun to just be like, I hate it, and me not drinking it is a choice.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely not. Yeah. Everyone, this is Resting Twitch Face. This is a podcast loosely based on us being Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I do believe we're outputting the most podcasting while we're outputting the least twitching at the moment.
We absolutely are.
I mean, that's the way it goes. I know some Twitch streamers will do the grind and they'll do like 8-10 hours a day on Twitch, which is never what we did anyway. But
I did.
I mean, during the pandemic.
Yeah. During the pandemic.
I mean, I feel like but even actually, I think I used to average like 5 or 6 hours. I never did a week where it was more than I did 5 or 6 hours, occasionally an 8-hour, and then specialty streams where it was like 12 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
But like some people,
they
they grind so hard, and it's just like all the people. Okay, maybe this isn't fair. All the people I know that do like that grind of like I'm streaming for 10 hours a day, all they do is like fucking play like Apex Legends or something,
or like League of Legends area.
Yeah, and they just sit there and like just play their game, and like that's like it. And then they're like, I'm streaming for 10 hours a day. I'm exhausted. Why am I not famous yet? And it's like, because you can't.
Because you're playing fucking Apex.
Yeah, you're playing Apex, and literally that's it. You can play Apex and be fun.
Yeah.
But especially if you just start off and you're like, I'm going 10 hours a day. I'm doing it all day, every day. It's like you're not gonna be having fun.
Mm-mm.
You're not gonna be putting on a show.
Unless you're already playing Apex for that long. But, like, I don't know much about Apex. But I do know it's one of those, like, hella washed out categories. But, like, if you start
100%.
streaming with, like, it's right up there with, like, League of Legends, Overwatch, like, the whole Fortnite, the whole shebang. If you start as that kind of streamer, you are in a sea of washed outness.
Right? You have to be... And this is the reason I never play these games on stream is because if you want to do good on those categories, you have to be, like, really good at that game.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do.
That's hard to do.
You have to be, like, really good at that
like,
game.
Not just
like,
a little
the
good.
best person out of your... Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be so good.
You have to be... You have to be a level where people are like, oh, there's two options. You either start playing it once you start streaming a little bit, and then it's a fun little thing that your community laughs at how bad you are at the game.
Of course.
Or you're really, really good at it to the level that somebody wants to watch your skill above everyone else's.
Right. Which, like, I wish I was good enough at a game.
I wish. I do. I really do.
To justify that, like, oh, I don't have to, like... think of a thing to say. I could just, like, be good at a video game, and people would be like, yeah, this is great. I'll subscribe to you every month to watch you be good at a thing. I'm like, wow, that must be so nice.
That it really must be.
If you had to pick a game that you were, like, the best in the world at to then, like, be a streamer and, like, be that person, what game would you pick?
Mario Maker.
That's such a good one.
I played Mario Maker in the past a little bit.
Oh, I've never played Mario Maker, but God, what a great answer. That seems like a really fun, always new levels.
Yep.
Always new stuff, and it's not
levels,
PvP. Yeah.
Levels, yep.
Oh.
Shit, am I going to be... Oh, I'm having a little brain moment. I'll straight up do
that. Was such a good answer.
Thanks. Well, do you have one?
I was going to say Super Smash Brothers.
Ooh, I feel like that's a good one too.
I wish I could, and maybe that's because I was always the kid in my class that was, like, the best at Super Smash Brothers. But that's like, that's like the out of the kids in class. And then I went to high school, and there was a kid in my grade that was like, oh, I'm also really good. And we were like, great. And so we were like, oh, we'll bring in, like, he had, like, a portable TV in the GameCube, and we were like, oh yeah, we'll play some Melee after school. Yeah. I was like, great. And he shows up, and he was like, oh, yeah, I bring this to competitions to warm myself up. And I was like, excuse me? What? And he proceeded to fully and thoroughly trounce me because, like, I was, like, neighborhood kid good at Smash Brothers, and he was like, I compete at local tournaments good at fighting games. And I was like, well, you fucking crushed me. He was like, oh, you don't know how to, like, wave dash? I was like, I don't know what wave dash is. I throw my boomerang with Link, and he's like, Link's low tier. And I was like, you're low tier.
I literally, the only thing I know about Smash, I pick Yoshi every time, and I fucking butt ground pound the whole time. That's my only move in Smash.
You would love Kirby.
Oh?
Kirby gets a lot of jumps, and then turns into a rock, and then does the same thing.
Oh, that's cool.
But you get to essentially fly. So it's like more jumps and then butt slam.
So what I'm hearing is we're going to start our own. We're going to start Smash streams.
Smash streams and Mario Maker streams.
And dude, I'm actually sitting here like, what if I actually do Mario Maker? Like, it's actually a good time. Like, I did it a little bit in the past, and it was a good time.
There's a Twitch streamer I watch called named Northern Lion, but he's got like a group of Twitch streamer buddies. And one of them started a thing called the Checkpoint League, which is like this person like loves making Mario Maker levels, and he makes really hard ones. And then there's like a bracket, and they challenge each other, and like there'll be like 1 versus 1. Whoever gets the farthest in a level in like 2 hours or something gets like wins. And it just gets really intense. You watch them like side by side, and like it's like if you die furthest along, it's like wow. What a fun way to play that game. Yeah. That would be so fun.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I should get Mario Maker.
We should.
That was such a good idea. It's like
thanks.
Literally set me on a course in life that's different from the one I was going on before. Now there's like 100% chance I'm getting Mario Maker at some point.
You should. It's really really fun. Like you don't even. I feel like I'm not even the best at those type of games. I literally have never picked up a Maker kind of thing. I know there's like Mario Maker 1, Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that you start with the like easier things and you like work. It's like genuinely a skill. Like it can be a lost skill too. So if you just like practice, it becomes muscle memory.
Right. When I'm watching people, they're like jumping off of a shell and then jumping off of one in the air and grabbing it in the air, and then they throw it down, and then they do the spin jump. Like, there's so many damn things in those games. It seems like a lot of. Oh man, it's got like the good mix of like challenging you. It's like Dark Souls.
Yeah,
like you're challenging yourself to a thing, and then you do it. You're like, now I get it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I gotta play Mario Maker. You've really like blown my mind a little bit. I kind of forgot it existed.
I'm so glad.
Oh my gosh, we gotta do it. Speaking of just playing games on Twitch, we have a theme today. We have a thing we're gonna talk about because we talk about being Twitch streamers and the complications and the fun stuff about it, but we haven't talked on a podcast that we aired about how we started. Like, how did we become the prolific Twitch streamers you know and love today?
The ones you absolutely adore.
The ones you adore.
The professionals that we are today. No, we didn't start like this. It had to come from somewhere. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from?
Cotton Eye Joe. I was like, am I going to get up and have to do this dance? My downstairs neighbors are going to hate me, but I will go for it if we got to do it. So, Quinn, how did you start? What gave you the little inkling to become a Twitch streamer?
I genuinely started Twitch streaming because I couldn't pass. I had failed is a strong word. I had dropped out of my public speaking class in college 3 semesters in a row, and it was the pandemic, and I was working with kids, and I was like, I have to pass this class. It's my senior year. So I started Twitch streaming to like, I guess like I was like, oh, if I can sit in front of a camera, because I had public speaking online, so like you just got to record yourself and then put the video up for the class. So I was like, okay. I had friends that were Twitch streamers. My wife was in communities from just watching Twitch. And I was like, you know what? If I can sit in front of a camera and do this, I must be able to pass my class. And that's it. That's why I started.
Dang. And you also, I assume you passed the class, right?
I passed the class with the lowest grade I possibly could pass that class.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so bad at public speaking. Every time I tell this story, everyone's like, but you talk on camera all the time. And I'm like, y'all, I promise you, I'm so awkward and shy. I so promise I am this awkward and this shy.
Well, that's how you know that none of your streams are scripted, because I feel like the second you have to get into scripted, like, this is the speech I have to give, you're just going to be like...
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it was.
My name's Quinn. Today I'm talking about my favorite animal,
literally,
or whatever. Speaking class taught you do. That's wild.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, you just said everyone says this, but I'm going to have to say it again. I wouldn't have guessed. Wouldn't have guessed that was an issue for you. At all. That is
I think it's more script based, but like also I genuinely like I watched YouTubers for literally ever, and like had a lot of like streamers and YouTubers that were really like impactful to me, that I was like, oh, that's cool, I want to do that one day.
I've seen you literally almost short circuit your keyboard by drooling while you're talking about Markiplier, so I know.
That's true. That's true. I totally subscribe to Markiplier's OnlyFans.
Yeah, I bet you do.
It's for charity.
Yeah, that's
really is for charity.
I mean, I know it is, but like that's 100% why you subscribe.
That's obviously why, because I am a good person.
So once you subscribe, it doesn't matter what pictures you click on, right? So I assume you just didn't click on any of the pictures.
No.
Oh, jeez. Thank God it was public speaking, not public lying class, because you're fucking busted.
I'm such a good liar. But why did you begin your Twitch streaming? What called you to the camera?
Literally, what happened was, again, it was the pandemic.
Right.
And I had bought a cheap webcam and a microphone to start a podcast with two of my friends. The podcast was called Hollywood Movie Factory. And the premise of the podcast was going to be we pick a random like a sequel, like pick a movie that probably doesn't need a sequel, or maybe it does, or whatever, and we just talk about like what a funny sequel to that movie would be, and then me and the two other co-hosts would pick a random scene that we liked from what we talked about and write it, and then when we recorded podcasts, we recorded the end of one episode and then the beginning of the next. So then, like, one episode would have, like, now we reread the scenes that we did. We do, like, the play-by-play that leads to that scene, and then read the scene together, and it could have been a lot of fun. Just felt like I never quite got, I did it with two friends, and one of them was just, like, not getting it. You know what I mean? Like, not having fun. Like, that episode, we were trying to, it was before they announced it, or right as they announced that they were doing a sequel to Space Jam. So we were like, let's make the Space Jam sequel. And we made a lot of jokes about, Lola Bunny and stuff. And the whole time he was just like, that's gross. She's a bunny. And like, well, yeah, I know, but can we like not joke about the fact that Lola Bunny's hot? Yeah, like, can we not joke about it? Like, what do you want me to do? Yeah. If I saw a human-shaped walking rabbit, like, in real life, I would probably be like, creepy, like, you're scaring me, you're not supposed to exist, but it's a cartoon, like, let's have some fun. And so then he kind of like, we kind of were just like, this isn't working, and then stopped for like a week, and then got another person in there who I know who's like I've written stuff with before, and he kind of did the opposite, where he got so into it that like he just railroaded. We recorded like 4 episodes, and he just railroaded all of them, and we're like, well, okay. Also not fun. We've actually written 3 or 4 competent, coherent scripts, and nothing's super funny. So I kind of just gave up on that. And then I was like, well, I bought this camera, and I bought this microphone. I'm going to start streaming. So I did a live stream on YouTube.
Hey!
I did it on YouTube first. I started the first game I ever streamed, which I'm going to ask you in a bit, but this is part of the story here. First game I ever streamed, Dark Souls 3.
Hey!
Which was, I'm glad I did it when I went to Twitch, but when I was on YouTube, I started off, like, and I was very, like, my first 2 days, I had, like, 3 or 4 regular people, and then 2 other people came in, and they were super, like, negative and shitty and mean and, like, spoiling the game. And I was like, okay. And then the next day I went live, and they came back, and it was that again. And I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And then I had a friend that was on Twitch. He was like, oh, come co-stream with me on Twitch. So I made a Twitch account and played some zombie survival type game, which
7 Days to Die.
No, it wasn't 7 Days to Die. It was not Left 4 Dead. I wish it was Left 4 Dead. Because it was definitely like one of those like survival, like go out and get gear and craft a thing type of games. Can't remember what it was called. But I played that once and I was like, I don't like this game, but Twitch seems fun. So I just continued my Dark Souls 3 playthrough on Twitch. And the rest is history. That I just went through and played all the Dark Souls. What was the first game you streamed?
So actually, whenever I started my streaming career, I kid you not, I had a friend that was streaming on, oh shoot, what was it called? Do you remember a streaming site that started with the letter M?
Mixer.
Mixer. I had a friend that streamed on Mixer, and I talked to him about streaming. I almost streamed on Mixer. I almost started on Mixer. I was
dodged a bullet.
This close to starting on Mixer, and it's only because I had 2 really good friends that Kate was in the community of, my wife was in the community of, that swayed me to stream on Twitch. I know. I felt whenever, dude, if my friend who streamed on Mixer, he tried to move over to Twitch, and I mean, moving platforms and trying to get everything set up from one platform to another is a nightmare. Yeah. So, like, I think he eventually just kind of fell off doing it. But, like, my heart goes out to him if he ever hears this episode.
Well, and, like, it sucks because it's not just, like, moving platforms. It's moving platforms at the same time everyone on your platform is probably moving to that same platform.
Yeah.
You are not in a fun spot at that point. That is miserable.
I was yay close, though. But I started on Twitch. I started with no camera.
Awesome.
And the first game I played, there was 2 games. There was, I think the very first one was Wonder Song.
Okay.
Which is like this adorable little indie game that I think my wife had found at the time. And then the other one was Hearthstone. I was a big Hearthstone player.
Fucking nerd.
I actually,
Oh my god, you're such a nerd.
I'm such a nerd. I got my first big... I haven't talked about it too much, but I feel like I got my first, like, big lucky kind of break because I was playing Hearthstone and I had somebody come in that as a starting Twitch streamer with, like, less than 100 people, this person dropped so many subs and things on me that it, like, catapulted me into unlocking everything in one go.
Yeah.
Like it's really lucky for that to happen. Excruciatingly lucky.
I had a similar thing actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, tell me about it.
But I was streaming at the time. It was Dark Souls 1. It was the second game I streamed, and friend of the channel, username Rox in my dryer, raided me, and it was the first time Rox. I don't know if that's Rox's introduction to, like, our little community. I think he just found me randomly, but maybe it was from somewhere else. But this was a long time ago, and I think he gifted a couple subs, but then he had a couple people in his chat that just, like, dropped subs, and I was like tearing up. It was crazy. Like, it was. I really needed the money at that point too.
Yeah.
It's like it was the pandemic. Life was tough. And then suddenly I was like, oh my gosh, I have so many. I still have not filled all the emote slots that I'm supposed to have filled up.
Oh my gosh.
From that, because.
From 3 years ago?
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah, I keep, like, I changed some, once they added animated emotes, I changed some to animated. And they've been moved around, and now there's, like, follower emotes that I've moved around.
There's a whole, like, slew of things.
It's crazy. But it's a wild time when that happens. You just feel like, you're like, oh, because it's so funny. You're like, this is it.
Yeah.
It's all starting, and you catapult from, like, 10 viewers to, like, 25.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is the best. It's all, the ball is rolling uphill now, baby. It's happening. But then it's like, oh, then you just chill there for a while. Because Twitch is bizarre.
Twitch is really bizarre.
But
that's wild that we had, like, such a similar starting.
It's really weird
to our streams. It's really uncanny.
Yeah, and it's really, really wild. And I was like I was in Thades' chat when you raided Thades because of Darkest Dungeon.
Darkest Dungeon.
And that's like that's like where it all started.
It was
crazy.
Did our first stream together, was our first stream Overcooked on Thades Hammer's channel collabing?
I think so. I think
think that's how we met. It was through Thades. He was we're gonna have to get him on here one day as like our first little guest to, like, talk about the little stuffs like that. But I think it was his collab stream that we met.
I think that's the first time we probably talked in person for sure.
Yeah, actually, I'm wrong. I think we did an Among Us thing. I can't remember what.
Yeah,
it was,
I did
but it was the Among Us stream, and I had no idea who you were. Like, it was a group of, like, 10 of us. I forgot who. Yeah. Was it for Weird Romance? Somebody did, like, an Among Us. I think it was Weird Romance. Who is amazing. She's amazing.
I think that's what happened there.
But I think that's when we technically, and it was like a lobby of like 10 people.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like,
it was nuts.
It was nuts. And then Thades Hammers was you, me, Thades, and then another person who didn't stream at the time but does now, Small Ceci. It was us 4, and then we were that main 4 we just played Overcooked for a long time together.
Overcooked was so fun.
It was so, that's where the Double Daddies began.
Yeah, the Double Daddies. We haven't even talked about Double Daddies. We haven't even said Double Daddies in like months. I feel like
we haven't. Oh my goodness.
God. Double Daddies. I can't believe that never came up as like a podcast name.
I was gonna say, why isn't that our podcast name? Hold on. Wait. Why is that not our podcast name? We had it set up.
It's too late.
You're right. We cannot rebrand.
We can't change it again.
No. That can be like you know how like podcasts have like a slogan or like a thing?
Yeah.
That can be our thing.
Yeah. Double Daddies present Resting Twitch Face, a Double Daddies Entertainment Corporation production. Done. Easy. DDP RTF ADDCP. Double Daddy
Perfect.
Corporation production. Got it. There it
Holy
is.
If one day we have a Double Daddies LLC, I'll cry. Like I don't know what I would do.
Just Double Daddies. Double Daddies.
Oh my god. You can imagine all of those, like, all of the ribbon cutting ceremonies that we would go to that would have to have Double Daddies on it.
Oh my god. It's so unfortunate for the people like printing that off for us. Like, what is happening? The Double Daddies? Is it like a gay wedding that we're making this ribbon for? No.
No.
Just sick podcast.
No, just two lads. Just a sick podcast with two lads.
Sick podcast, sick
yeah.
Production company that we're now apparently going to start.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
I mean, keep an eye out for it. 20 something.
Yeah. Just keep a look on the stock market. We're going to be in the top S&P top 500.
Our stocks are going to be so high. Yeah. It's going to be Dogecoin.
Watch.
I don't know how
Dogecoin times 2.
Works.
Yeah.
Dogecoin times 2.
Double
Daddy
Doges.
Dollar.
Daddy Dollar is way better than
Dollar.
Double Doge.
Yeah,
Yep, there it is. We were both like, how do we make this Double D? Easily, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, that's something we absolutely
coined it.
have to
We coined it.
Yeah, Double Daddy Coin would be our crypto. Everyone buy into Double Daddy Coin. It's our crypto not scheme. I almost said scheme, but that's not the word at all. Investment opportunity is what I meant.
Double Daddy Coin, investment opportunity.
How it works is you give us money, and then you don't have that anymore, and we do. And then we draw you a picture of a coin. Yeah.
With double D's on it. Double D coin.
Now I can only think of Double Dare, the show, which you may be too young for now that I'm thinking about it. Do you remember Nickelodeon, the game show Double Dare?
I remember Nickelodeon, but I don't remember Double Dare.
Just the fact that you're like, I remember Nickelodeon. Like, oh my, you're so young.
I'm so young. I'm 20. I'm all of 25. So young.
I'm also all of 25 plus like almost 10. Plus 8.
Almost 10. Plus 8?
Yeah.
No, plus 8.
3. Yeah, plus
33,
8.
yeah.
Yeah, not 10, not plus 10 plus 8.
Yeah. That's what I was clarifying for.
If I was like
listeners.
43, I'd be looking incredible. Are you kidding me? My skin routine?
Be...
That's what double. I'd have to sell some Double Daddy cream.
Double Daddy skincare line. Hold on, this is going.
There we go.
We're
marketing geniuses here, to be honest. Like, y'all are listening to and witnessing the birth of an empire.
I mean, hopefully.
Double Daddy Inc.
Double Daddy Inc. You know it's gonna come around. I very hope that one day this comes around to like bite us right in the ass. Of now we have to deliver on Double Daddy Inc. Because
I mean, it would be sick.
It would be so.
We can shorten Double Daddy Inc. to just like Dink.
I
don't know why it's so funny to me.
But before we make our millions and become some rich assholes, Twitch.
Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't that be great? But Twitch, what? We were talking about our beginnings on Twitch. We talked a little bit about how we started, why we started.
Yes.
Pandemic time seems like we were both kind of starting around pandemic time.
Yeah, of course.
What was, I genuinely can't remember if we've talked about this yet, so we'll just do it again. But what was the game that started to catch?
I mean, honestly, the game that started to catch, obviously, like, Dark Souls 3 kind of got me started, and I was very lucky that I didn't have to stream for very long without, like, people there, so that was pretty nice. Like, I think by the end of my Dark Souls 3 playthrough, I was probably averaging, like, 7 or 8 viewers, which is, like, for a first time streaming, I'm perfectly happy with that. But then I feel like Dark Souls, because I did, and my mistake was not spacing out all my Dark Souls, because I was like, oh, this is working. Let's go on to the next.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like Dark Souls 2, and then I think right after Dark Souls 2, I played Undertale.
Oh, God.
And I feel like playing Undertale was like the proof of concept for people that had just been watching me play Dark Souls. I was like, oh, he can be funny playing. And that was proof of concept to me being, oh, I can be funny playing, like, or have fun with chat playing stuff that's not Dark Souls, which was a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah.
To be sure. But then also, like, that playthrough was just, like, so much fun. Yeah. And, things were going great. And then it was, like, once it was there, it was like, okay, now I feel like I got a little traction and I can just kind of start trying to build from there, which, can only be so successful on Twitch when you're not doing what we're doing now, which is doing other stuff off of Twitch.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was around that time where it was like, okay, like there's something here that's not just I'm playing Dark Souls and then I'll be done.
Yeah.
Like, what about you? Is there like a moment or like a game that you felt was like, this is it? Do I feel like I already know the answer, or?
So I have two answers, because mine was also Dark Souls. Yes. Because that was the first game that I played. I did Wonder Song, the very first one, and then I was doing Hearthstone, and then I did Mario Maker and Luigi's Mansion, and I did a couple of like Nintendo Switch games, and then after a long time of being requested to play this, I picked up Dark Souls, and that was my first like influx of people where like I felt like I was getting a lot of new people, and it wasn't just people who were like all the friends that I had kind of made through Twitch. I was getting people outside of that, and I was like, holy heck, this is so cool. And then I also proceeded to play all of the Dark Souls in one foul swoop. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. Sekiro next, and then and then I went on to doing kind of like some more random in between games, and then Breath of the Wild. I had played one other Zelda game in the past, and it was Wind Waker.
So good though.
So good. Wind Waker was so good.
Good.
God, it was so good. But I played Breath of the Wild, and that was another one. That's actually where I got my first kind of toe dip into the assholery of the internet and streaming.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
People like backseating and stuff, or?
No, I got somebody who messaged me during my stream that I didn't see till afterwards, like the whispers and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is like DMing on Twitch. Whispers.
Oh, they call
DMs.
it whispers. It's so
They call
gross.
it whispers.
I hate it.
I don't like whispers.
Can you imagine streaming and some rando in chat is like, hey, I don't like you're playing the game. Like, you're doing a bad job. Like, get out of my fucking ear.
That is exactly
I don't like it.
That's exactly what happened, though.
Ugh.
This person messaged me during my stream, just telling me, because I used to go on tangents all the time, and we could talk about how we carried ourselves through our streams in the beginning and now how we do now. But I had somebody message me and just straight up be like, yo, like just called me a bitch and said, when are you going to get back to the game? As if I check my whispers during game time. I'm a fucking professional. I'm not going to check my whispers during my pro gaming levels.
Well, and also like imagine being like so mad that like you have to be an asshole to someone running the stream their way. You could like click on a different stream. There's a whole category for Breath of the Wild. There's no way you were the only one playing it.
Yeah.
So many people are playing that game. You could go find someone that doesn't talk at all.
Exactly.
And just sits and plays. If that's your vibe, that's your vibe.
Exactly. It was bonkers. But I moved on from Breath of the Wild to what I would like to call my biggest game and my like starting. He's doing little motions because he knows.
I know what it is.
A year and a half of Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
Which I don't know if it made it into a podcast that we actually aired, but I hated Stardew Valley in the beginning. I didn't want to play it, and I fought so hard not to play my literal, I would consider it my, like, flagship game. Like, is the game that when I put that tag on, I can see a genuine jump in my numbers. That is that game.
Yeah. Because you were almost strictly a Stardew Valley streamer.
Strictly.
For at least like a year, right?
Oh yeah, probably a year to a year, probably a year and a half came around, and I was like, "There's only so much Stardew I can play left." I was like, "There's only so much more I can take."
A year and a half, though.
Yeah.
I wish. I am looking. I am always actively looking for the right kind of game that I can just make my game, you know? Like, I am so jealous that you had, as much as I like to dunk on, like, Stardew Valley, farming, fucking whatever. Like, you had a game that you could just sit and play, and you didn't have to think about what am I doing next stream. I know what game I'm going to play.
Yeah.
It's such a good way to, like, grow your stream. I've never had that. I've never been able to find a game that I can play for, like, longer, like if it's like a Dark Souls or a Zelda or whatever, like I know there's a beginning and an end, and then I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Unless I do like randomizers or soul level 1 runs and that kind of thing. But even then I can't just like do that constantly all the time. I've never found a game that I can just sit and play forever, and I want that because that sounds so nice.
It was so nice. I will say, and for anybody else who, like, you know, I'd be picking up streaming, I feel like it might be important to hear. As good as it was, as wonderful as it was to, like, and for a very long time, it was wonderful. And, like, just starting, like, literally going the next day. Because we also, I don't know if we talked about it before we hit record, but we talked about, like, how much we streamed in the beginning. I feel like our streaming schedules have definitely changed. We'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I was essentially playing Stardew 6-7 days a week, for my streams were no shorter than 6 hours per stream. I actually started. We'll get into that. But I will say, at one point I had a genuine fear of what my channel and what I would be was, because at one point I got off a stream one night and I was so miserable. I was so, like, I don't know if it was just the rut of playing the same game and, like, whatever it had been. I remember stepping off and being like, oh my god, I can't change games. I've done this. I've cemented myself as this. It's literally ongoing jokes, like, now currently on my channel. It's a genuine joke that I'll always be a Stardew streamer.
How long has it been since you've, like, stopped being a full-time Stardew streamer? It's been months.
It's probably half a year, probably like 4 or 5, 6 months.
And yet I'll still make Stardew jokes at you, like,
which I love. I genuinely love the Stardew jokes.
Fine, but, like, that's not, like, who you are. But, like, I feel like there's definitely a balance to hit of, like, you want to have a consistent game or type of game. And I think that's been one of my, besides, like, obviously we're going to talk about it in a bit, but, like, my streaming schedule being completely fucked recently. But, like, the other thing is, like, I have not had a consistent type of game even recently, because, like, I feel like I've been floundering for, like, what my content needs to be. Like, I am fully the same person and all that stuff, but like, you know, I'm in the middle of playing Breath of the Wild right now just to get ready for the new Zelda game to come out. And even as I'm playing that, I'm like, is this what I want to be playing on stream right now? Like, it feels weird to be playing. I don't know, like.
And that is you love Zelda. That is like your game.
I am obsessed, and then playing Breath of the Wild, where I'm like, something about it almost, and maybe it's just because I love it so much, and then it feels weird to be playing it online when it's like people are like telling you like, oh, you should go do this. I'm like, but this is my thing.
Yeah.
I was fully planning on streaming Tears of the Kingdom the second it came out, the new Zelda game, and now I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna. Maybe my first playthrough is just for me. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But I mean, that's kind of how I feel about gaming on Twitch in general. It's like, I don't know what I want to be playing. I haven't found a thing since Dark Souls, but I've played through all the Dark Souls games in most of the ways that I want to play through them. I've done randomizers and Soul Level 1 runs and all that stuff, and like. I don't want to speed run them. I don't want to do one hit, stress me out bullshit. Like, people love that. I'll die. I'll sweat myself into non-existence with that. So I don't know. But the point is, like, you know, it's definitely a double-edged sword to have like that thing that like you play nonstop. And I feel like Stardew Valley is a rough one because like once you play it, it's like what changes.
The game literally never ends. It's like one of like Animal Crossing level of you just go because you can.
Yeah.
Like there's an end, but there's like you can only take a game so far.
Yeah, exactly. And it can be hard. Like there are some like people that will play nothing but like, you know, a game that I wanted to try to make like something I played a lot more of, but it didn't click with me the way I hoped it would. I still really like this game, Binding of Isaac.
Oh God!
Which I actually love that game. It's so close to the type of game I want to be playing nonstop. I don't know if it's just like the fact that it's just a bunch of like dead babies and poop everywhere, but like there's something about it that I'm just like, maybe not all the time forever, but like at least that game, like each run is a different thing, and you get to an end, and you're like, that was a tough one, and I beat it, and that's that. With Stardew, I can't like just day in day out the same thing. And if you're loving it and you liked it for a long time,
I did for a very long time. I also always love Stardew because like I do challenge runs. I do like different like there's different stuff you can do with Stardew. And whenever I'm gonna say it wrong. Chocolate Haunted, whatever it is. Whenever
Chocolate
that comes out,
Haunted,
I say it wrong all the time.
No, it's not what it is. It's got to be. Haunted Chocolatier.
It's haunted. It's got to be Haunted Chocolatier.
This character is a chocolatier.
Who
and they are haunted.
No, the chocolate factory.
Because a chocolatier is a person that makes chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, and if it's
maybe that's why. Maybe that. Oh my God, that's so much smarter than my idea. I thought it was like I think it's essentially for anybody who's one. It's essentially Stardew Valley with ghosts, and you get to make chocolate.
Yes,
it's like
Haunted
Ghost
Chocolatier
Valley
is an upcoming confectionery store simulation game by Concerned Ape, the developer of Stardew Valley. It has no set release date, according to Google.
I think recently actually Concerned Ape is doing a break from working on it and is working on some modding updates for Stardew. I think I had somebody in my chat literally just told me today. Yeah.
It came up as of a day ago that they're gonna pause Haunted Chocolatier development, which is like, you've got to be like, let's all just admit, you've got to be so stoked for when Haunted Chocolatier comes out. One, because it's by a person that makes a game that you love, but then also like a new game that you get to play that is also the same audience and has the same pull as the game that you've played to death. Are you kidding me?
All right, it's you know, honestly, if I still gave any shits about actually giving this a genuine go, we can you'll know in a moment. I would use this game as my partner push. This would be my
100%.
partner push game. But
100%.
that doesn't matter anymore. Literally, partner is literally nothing. It's literally
Partner literally
on top
means
of
nothing.
nothingness. It means nothing. How does that? Wait, that's a good question. Whenever we started streaming, like being partnered was a thing we wanted to work towards. We were like, oh my god, partnered, like partnered, like it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, it was a really exciting thing. You got closer than I got. I think at one point your averages were probably 50 something.
50 to 100, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was you were doing very good. I think for a while I was starting to climb up into like average. I think the highest week average I had was 42.
Heck
which
yeah.
was pretty good, and that was when I was doing a good mix of, what was I doing at the time? I was doing some Super Mario 64 speedruns, which I want to get back to. I love Mario 64 speedruns. I was doing that and something else. I can't remember. And maybe I was doing a good mix of just chatting stuff. I can't remember what I was doing at the time. And then life picked up and I haven't been able to. That was kind of the last of me being able to stream consistently, and since then it's been less and less consistent. But then what else happened, which was I didn't think it would be as demoralizing and demotivating as it has been, was Twitch essentially saying partnership doesn't matter.
It literally, the pay, there used to be, for anybody that doesn't know, there used to be a pay increase from affiliates get 50-50 split and partners got 70-30, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
And then I know there's like a couple of other things that went with being partnered.
Yeah. The one of the other big, I think you get more emote slots. And then the other thing that's important is that you get guaranteed, what's it called? When you can, like, there's the cog wheel in the bottom of the video player so people can decide if they want to watch you in 1080. Transcoding. Yeah, you get guaranteed transcoding, which is wild because that's just, like, a thing that just everyone on YouTube has starting the second you start streaming. Because YouTube's a,
far superior.
In so many ways.
I'll say it.
Yeah, they're so much better in so many ways. The only thing is that streaming on YouTube
they can't handle community. They just can't. Yeah. That's like the big thing.
And it's like, I mean that's a whole other podcast.
Maybe that's next episode. Maybe
that's next episode because we talked a lot about this, and none of that aired.
No.
There's so many things because we did a co-stream on YouTube.
We did. Oh my god, the heave-ho. The heave-ho.
Oh
my god.
So fun. We'll talk about that next week.
That's next week.
That's next week. We gotta write this down.
Yeah.
Write this down so we don't forget it.
I'm literally messaging you and pinning it in our chat.
Okay, do it, please.
Yeah.
But so like there's like no point to be. The only good thing about being partners is that you get more viewers and stuff like that. But like, and like that's like good. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what you're working for. You want to like grow your audience and all that stuff. But like something about like, oh, you're growing on this platform. You put a lot of work into this platform. This platform is not doing anything to try to better itself in any way, and is actively making you feel like putting too much work into it is just going to be a waste of your time.
That's. I mean, I know we're gonna save it for next time, but like, that's been such a massive hit to my streaming.
Oh yeah,
like such a big, just like the motivation's gone. What used to be, oh my god, I can if I work harder. And I build my community and I build my audience. Number one, that's sick, and I love that.
Well, first of all, like,
that's awesome. But like, also, you get better pay for what you do because your streaming is like, we don't get paid like a full-time job, but it is to actually genuinely anybody can stream on Twitch, but to turn it into a job, it is grindingly grueling work sometimes.
Yeah,
that just. Doesn't pay off and pays off even less than when we started.
I'm not gonna lie, you completely disconnected from me for like that whole moment that you were talking, and I was trying to just be like or whatever.
Yeah,
because I saw you going like this and like fully this and that, and I was like, I'm on board.
Riverside.
I don't hear what you're saying, but I am on board with it.
Hells yeah. I just essentially said that streaming now, like that push, that drive to create content is even less now because of the partner stuff.
Well, and we both kind of found other avenues that we're putting more of our time and effort into in general. Like, I know for me, it's like, you know, I now work at a company that does live streaming, and I'm the person that sets up all the OBS stuff.
Yeah.
I've been working, which is like, again, it's crazy that like I'm sitting here bitching like, oh, Twitch took away the 50-50 thing for partners, so now I don't want to stream anymore. But like streaming like and learning how to do it literally like gave me a career, which is insane. Yeah. When I know you've been crushing it on other sites. We've talked about that, right?
I don't think so. I don't think we talked about it in the episode that's aired.
You're right. Yeah. I don't think we have.
Yeah, no. I honestly, like, for as much as I love streaming and content creating, I have never been treated more fairly or more of a, like, person than I do on OnlyFans, which is my main source of revenue and honestly what I sink most of my time into.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. Like, you're seeing success, and that success is being rewarded by the platform that is helping you to achieve that success.
Yeah.
Because I believe what your cut is like 80-20? Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. It's 80-20. And also there's a bunch of like incentive programs for referring people, and like anytime you refer people on that site, I'm pretty sure like the people take things out of their pocket to cover the cost of like referring people. Like, it's so nice. It's what I wish streaming would be. Seriously, like it's so good, right?
And I think next week is the week we're going to talk about all the differences between the more traditional like gaming streaming platforms and stuff, but like 80-20 feels like how it should be. Yeah. And like, yeah, you're giving OnlyFans 20% of your money, but they're like working and incentivizing all of their channels' growth. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas Twitch is taking fully half of almost everybody's money now.
Yep. Oh, everyone. Yeah.
I think maybe a few people that had existing contracts are still like getting there, like, but they're like high up.
But like
partners,
the big
you know
ones,
what I mean?
like the like ninjas or like the like whatever they.
Ninja doesn't have a contract just with Twitch anymore.
Oh really? I know nothing about
Ninja is restreaming everywhere. I think he's on Twitch and TikTok, and he's like, I think the first major creator to be like, I'm doing the restreaming route. So I think if he's on Twitch allows restreaming to TikTok now, so he's fine there. Yeah. And YouTube doesn't care. But I don't know. Maybe he can't stream to YouTube because of Twitch. I don't know where he's at. I'm not like a Ninja fan. I'm actually actively dislike Ninja.
I dislike Ninja.
I think he's a shitty person. Sorry.
No, I agree. No,
but fine. I think it's a smart move to try and I watch a lot of TikTok live streams because that's like, you know, part of my job is to like see what people are doing on live streams and seeing like what we can improve with my streams at work. Right. And Ninja pops up quite often, and he's pulling in big numbers, doing very, very well, and it seems like a smart play. Yeah. But because Twitch don't care.
No, I honestly, we've talked about it. We'll talk about it more like next time. But we've talked about the fact that like we'd pull our affiliate and stream everywhere because it would genuinely be more beneficial and more. It would be a smarter move business wise than continuing giving ourselves to a platform that is actively making it worse.
Yeah, I have thought about that more and more recently, especially now that like my time of being able to stream and make content for my own personal brand is like getting less and less. Like, why am I worried about, because like my streams have been like, not that I'm complaining at all. I've been very hit or miss. So I'm down in like the high teens, low 20s for viewership recently, which is like not not where you want to be, but also like not not trying to. We did this a lot on episodes we never
I was gonna
aired,
say,
so I'm
we
gonna
did
say
this
it once.
so many times.
We can talk about this is a podcast about being on Twitch. We're gonna talk about numbers sometimes. It doesn't mean we don't appreciate our communities and all the people that watch us, and we'll never say that no individual person or subscription or whatever. We'll never say that's not enough, because like it is, and you're all awesome.
Yes.
But if we're talking about being on Twitch and trying to grow on Twitch, numbers gotta get said. So
yeah, we're gonna talk. It's not. It's especially for like me. I do content creation full time. I couldn't make it on Twitch. I genuinely couldn't. Like, that's why we talk about numbers and the fluctuation and the instability or whatever it is about Twitch. The instability about Twitch and numbers and stuff, because I feel like a lot of people go, and we said this a lot also in the beginning of our attempts, but a lot of people go into streaming with the idea of people are going to throw money at us. I'm going to play games and people are going to throw money at me.
Right?
But
it's like that sounds like a dream job, but that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
No, that's not how it works at all.
Like, there are very, very few people who all they did is sit and played some video games and they made it rich.
Yeah.
Whether it's, the type of people that are really good at a game and they spent, years practicing and, giving up a lot of shit in their life to be good at a game. Or people that spend a lot of time planning their streams out, or doing fun tech things, or learning an instrument, or whatever. There is not an easy way to do it.
No.
And Twitch itself doesn't make it any easier. So, like, what I was saying before is, like, I'm not about, like, pulling affiliate status and just being like, let me, like, restream everywhere. It's like, I don't have that much time. I should be casting as wide a net as possible. I'm not in a situation anymore where I need to worry about, like, oh, how is it going to impact my bank account by missing out on those, X amount of subs a month. I don't even remember what my average sub count is. It's definitely not bad. Like, I love my community. My community's been very, very generous with me. But, like, if I took that away, like, I'll be fine. And people won't have to give me money, and then I can be in more places and do more things and potentially grow faster and more efficiently.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, I feel like I keep getting drawn into the conversation we're going to have next week, because
I know we're feeling it.
It's a heated discussion that we've had multiple times, but like,
But now I feel like we can have it. I feel like it's weird. I feel like we have it more fully now. Like, I feel like we've, even from the past, like, couple months, like 3 or 4 months, I feel like our idea of what streaming is and how we should, like, treat streaming has changed.
Right?
So wildly.
And I feel like when we, this is like a wild thing to think about. When we started this podcast and started, like, thinking about doing a podcast and doing some practice recordings, and then the year
how it went.
Like, even back then, it was like, this is going to be a great addition to our streaming career. And, like, we know what it's like, and we're into that grind set of streaming and stuff like that. And now I feel like we have a much healthier understanding of what streaming on Twitch should be and is, which is, like, if you make it your full focus, you are more than likely going to just stress yourself out. And then blame yourself when it doesn't work out. Because it's not, if you make Twitch your full focus, which I had done for the last, almost 3 years.
Same for me.
Even when I started the job that I'm at now, I'd make sure that I got home. I would get to work a little early and then leave a little bit early, and then make sure I got work, and then got home and plan stuff out, and then stream as long as I could until I was about to pass out, and then go to work the next day. And it's like, no, it's not. That will not be a recipe for success.
Yeah,
you gotta. I feel like we both have a much more healthy handle on what live streaming can be and should be.
Yeah.
Until you get yourself to a point where, like, it can become a full-time thing. But you have to get there with other means. You just do.
It's like, I think that's what, honestly, the only thing that saved me, and I think that's why my streaming is what it is now, is because I can't be fucked to stay to a schedule because I burnt myself out. So now, like, my full intent and thought process going into streaming, and I've always loved streaming, but, like, my thought process now with it is, I'm gonna start my stream. That's it. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go live when I want because I'm feeling it, because I want to have fun with my community, because other means people would like to engage with me from my TikTok, from my OnlyFans, from my Twitter. You know where they can do that? The stream where I'm live and they can communicate with me. That's what it is. It's talking with my community, which is a bunch of stuff.
Absolutely. The live streaming needs to be like the hub for the stuff that you're doing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a thing that you do just because you're thoroughly enjoying it and you have time to do it.
Yes.
If you're sticking to that grind set and you're like, I'm going to be a pure Twitch streamer. I'm not going to make YouTube videos. I'm not going to start other stuff. I'm just going to Twitch stream. It's not going to work. Take it from someone who did it
Two people who did it that way.
For too long. We both did it for way too long. It doesn't work. It does not work.
And you'll think, oh, I won't. You will blame you will inherit. You can't help but to blame yourself. Because
Absolutely.
What does it fall back on?
Yeah, there's still a part of my brain that's like, oh, you know, like viewership is down. Yeah, it's because I'm inconsistent and I'm putting more work into my career and blah, 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 blah. But then the other part of me is like, maybe you just fucking suck at this. Maybe you're not funny anymore. And like that still happens to me.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like, there's just no way. Like it's tough. It's tough. But it's also really, really fun and really great. And when
there's
you're
so much good about it too.
It is wonderful. But next episode, we're going to be talking a lot about Twitch itself as a platform, YouTube itself as a platform, TikTok itself as a platform.
Yeah,
Facebook.
We can get. We can, you know, we can talk about next time the fact we did that little challenge thing of posting when we tried to keep each other accountable for.
Oh, you know what?
For social media
I need to
marketing.
do that again. We need to do that again. I need to get my personal TikTok up to X amount of followers, so I can just restream onto or dual stream onto there.
Because I need to start doing that at all with my TikTok. I don't know what I am doing.
This is completely off pod topic, but I can fully help you get set up. Wait, did you ever fix your damn computer with that? Quinn had a drive that was like haunted.
It's a cursed drive. I still don't think it's technically out of my computer, but it's definitely no longer, like, I don't have stuff on it. I got everything off of it.
Hold on, this is super awkward because we're not going to edit this. Give me 1 second.
You're so good. I'll chat with people. Quick.
Yeah, just chat with people.
Yeah, no, I'll chat with people. Look, we're not cutting it. You know why we're not cutting it? Because we did that for so long, and we didn't get any podcasts out because of that. We didn't. We truly didn't. So now we're not going to cut anything out. Now you're going to get the raw footage. I'm sorry, I'm making sure my cat's also not breaking something in the background. Also, I can say whatever I want. This can be a little Easter egg for Grab. Whenever he inevitably, we're so busy. We get so busy all the time. Watching back through our stuff might take a hot minute for us to do. Especially since we just go ahead and post now. But this is a little Easter egg whenever you find this. I'm chilling. But, like, also, if anybody ever has anything, I asked about it on my own stream, today, because I streamed today for the first time in a while after me and my wife were sick. But if you have anything you want us to talk about, if you have any questions, please ask us. That's what we're here for. We are here to talk about our experience as streamers, what we did, the different, like, opportunities we've had. Me and Grab, I think, have had very similar startings with pandemic and stuff, but like there's so many ups and downs and so many things that we would love to share with people. So
totally. Thanks. Sorry. She had a question about like taxes and stuff, and I was like, I have to mute the microphone for all of this because it is tax day today.
It's
for anyone that doesn't know, today is the day that taxes are due. Which is shitty if you haven't done them. But if you're e-filing, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Such a hassle. I had my identity stolen a few years ago, and now I have to have like a PIN number sent to me so I can e-file. Mm-hmm. But for the past like 3 years, they just like, well, this year they actually sent me one, but they sent it to my LA place, and it didn't make it in the move. And so I had to paper file. I had to go to a damn post office and get a damn stamp.
Ew.
Disgusting.
That's so gross.
But yeah, taxes suck. What were you in I almost said you in chat. What were you and the listener talking about?
I was summing up that we'd love to take like questions and like if people have topics they want to hear about, please. I was talking about like that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this, because streaming is a fucking shit show sometimes.
It is.
And even though we've had similar upbringings with streaming or similar like ways we've started, there's still so much like individuality to like what our streaming looks like and how it's happened. And
and also just like, especially if you're starting out streaming or even been doing it for a while, like if you have any questions about how to handle anything or what you do in a situation or blah 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 blah, just put in the comments.
Ask us. Yeah,
ask us. We would love to not have to plan
literally everything and anything.
Yes.
You do our content for us. That's how you make it as a content creator.
That's true. The big content creators get their chats and their community to make content for them.
Absolutely.
And then they either get to just do that or react to that.
Yeah.
That's the dream. So help us reach that dream. Ask us your questions.
Help us reach that dream.
Oh my gosh. There's something we were talking about before I had to go help with taxes. I don't remember what it was.
I think we were still like hinting at next week's episode.
Next week, you're gonna hear us both be little grumpy bitches about fucking Twitch being shitty. I love it.
It's love being on Twitch.
Love
being on Twitch. Love
Daddy
it.
Bezos. I love
Daddy Bezos.
Would never say anything bad, except all the things I'll say that's bad.
Except all the things next week, we'll talk about why it's been a literal living nightmare hellscape on Twitch.
Right, and why some platforms are actually way, way better in so many ways, except a few very specific ways that make it very hard to... That should be easier to fix. I don't know.
It should be.
We're getting
That's a cliffhanger.
That's a cliffhanger. That's a great way to end the episode.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
I think we've done it.
It's not an hour
episode
and a half
3,
long.
In the bag.
In the bag. We did
bag.
it. Y'all, this was Resting Twitch Face, a podcast from 2 Twitch streamers. My name is Michael. You can find me at twitch.tv/thegrab, GRAWB.
Yeah, I like saying your name like Gararb. Oh my goodness. Hey, you can find me on twitch.tv/Quinvincible.
We haven't done episode 3. We finally plugged our Twitch channels.
I put it in the bio. I put our Twitch channels in the bio.
Fuck! I'm never plugging again.
No, why plug? I'll just do it in typing.
We're plugged in.
We're plugged in.
So good.
This is amazing. All right. Well, next week.
What a great episode. Everyone,
come back next week to hear more
shit talking. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Oh, we gotta do that. That actually is a thing. Hit that like. Hit the subscribe. Do all of that. Show us that you want more of this.
Send it to your friends. They'll be like, "Who are these people?" And you're like, "I don't know. They told me to send it."
Be here for our beginning.
Yeah,
Be here for our beginning.
It'd be so cringe if you were only here for the middle.
It would be so cringy. Think about it. You could be here for the beginning.
Right. And actually, though, to be fair, if you're listening to this, you already are.
Yeah, you are. You're here. Welcome.
And you're not cringe at all.
Stamp of approval.
That was a good stamp noise.
Thank you.